Good evening, and welcome to Happy Hour from the Archives. I'm your host, Jason Mink. Thank you for joining us. So what's it all about, you might be asking yourself? Is this just having a drink with Mink under a different name? Or is it comics for breakfast? In a way, it's a little bit of both. You see, in the push to get these videos done, I find that I accumulate quite a bit of material. I go out of my way to show you the most compelling, the most exciting stuff, and subsequently, well, I end up with big piles of compelling and exciting stuff. And over the weeks, the years, the decades, I've come to discover I'm living in an archive, and what better way of dealing with that than sharing it with you, the viewer. And so where do we begin? At the beginning, that's only civilized, isn't it? A is for Archie. You know it, baby. And here they are. These are my Archies. We're going to look at them today. The company we know as Archie started off in 1939 as MLJ Magazines. The company's original focus was on superheroes, but in 1941, publisher John L. Goldwater and artist Bob Montana teamed with writer Vic Bloom to create the first Archie story, which appeared in Pep Comics 22. The Archie character received his own title in 1942, and the rest, as they say, is history. So let's get into a little bit of history. But first, well, let's wet our whistles. After all, it is Happy Hour. And we begin with Archie Annual number 4. And this is the big 116-page book of all new stories. This is a Bob Montana cover. Classic. We'll set that aside. Put that right there. Flip my notes around. And then what next? Oh, it's upside down, don't you know? Isn't that always the way? Here's Archie's Big Complete Book number 7. It's Archie Annual's yearbook. And here he is putting pepper and ketchup on his malted. Well, for all we know, that might be delicious. And then here is number 64. And not to mention, this is approved reading. It's an Archie magazine. So parents, don't you worry about it. Even though, well, this situation looks dubious at best. And then, what do we have here? Here's Archie. He's been reading lately. It's not healthy to kiss, so he's decided to stop. Stop kissing? No, stop reading. And this is but the first of a number of smoochin' covers. Here we can see this is number 80 from May-June of, well, I'm not sure what the year is. My notes aren't that extensive. I'm sorry. But there's some more smooching going on here. Betty's protest, well, it seems to have gone awry. Better luck next time, sister. And then here is Archie number 95, and this copy isn't in the best of shape. I'll be the first to admit that. Sometimes these comics come my way extremely cheap or even free. But to have this Harry Lucy cover, well, absolutely. I figure it'll do until an upgrade comes along. And then here is Archie number 99. And here Veronica looks all the world like a peeled banana. Make of that what you will. And then here's Archie number 103. Come on in, Archie, you're missing all the fun. Oh, I don't think he is, Jughead. I don't think he is. But I quite like this cover because it's one of those instances where a single image tells a complete story. You know what I mean? You're really drawn in, especially by the usage of black on the cover here and the composition, you know, showing Jughead in the background there, drawing attention to the lit up building. But, you know, once again, as we can see, the action is going on right there in the foreground. And then here is Archie number 109. And this is also a Harry Lucy cover. And Archie Andrews is the disc jockey. You pay, I play. That's right. It's Archie doing a payola scam. Very interesting cover and very topical as well. I mean, for the time anyway. They don't do that sort of thing anymore. And then here's Archie number 112. And this is my first Dan DiCarlo cover. Absolutely. And then here is number 125. And folks go wild for these Archie monster covers. And then here is Archie number 129, and this is a Sam Schwartz cover. Now, Sam was best known not only for Jughead, but drawn a little comic book called Tippy's Friends Go-Go and Animal, which I'm a fan of, you may have realized. And then here's number 130 of Archie, and this is a Bob White cover. Unsung Archie hero Bob White. And this very much has a retro vibe in spite of its futuristic feel with the robot and all. You know, this Veronica really feels like a throwback to Bob Montana's work. And how about Pops here? Wow, I'm not quite sure what happened to him over the years, but it wasn't pretty. And then here's Archie number 131. This is a cute little cover. And this is another Sam Schwartz example, talking about Dr. Kildare. Archie was always very good at nailing those topical references. Here's one for Wayne Judge. This is Archie number 136, and this is the Sam Schwartz classic cover. And then what do we have? This is a great one, number 137. This is a Bob White cover, and here Veronica chastising Archie, who apparently has lost his marbles. Hey, haven't we all, huh? Ooh. Then we have Archie, number 141. Head she's safe, tail she's out. That is right, Archie, pretty spineless when it comes right down to it. A nice Bob Montana cover, though. Once again, telling a complete story. Very evocative, very summery. I could see a kid going for this one. And then here is Archie number 142. This is a Harry Lucy cover, and this one's pretty intense. I feel this way after about 15 minutes on YouTube, so, you know. Here is Archie number 145 with a bowling cover. You remember the big bowling trend that all the teens were into back then. Bowling and sweaters. Who can get enough of that stuff, I tell you. Few things epitomize teenagehood quite like bowling and sweaters. Then here's number 148 of Archie. And it's a drag racing cover. And this is by Bob White. And here Archie answers the musical question, do you have 10-pound balls? Here's a snappy cover featuring the kids in formal wear, doing the frog, the monkey, the swim, and the hop. The waiters invite you to do the tip. And then here is Archie number 155, and this is a Sam Schwartz cover. Then here's Archie number 157, and some dynamite Dan DiCarlo artwork. Sometimes I think the boot craze has gotten out of hand. Oh no, Arch, I think it's just getting into the swing. And then here is Archie number 159 featuring a James Bond reference. That's pretty fun, 159. This is a Bill Vigoda cover. You don't often see Bill contributing his talents to covers, so this is quite nice. Here Miss Grundy reads Archie the Riot Act, but what's most notable is her ensemble, a striking purple and white dress, and eye-catching yellow stockings. Here's another Grundy cover. Hey, I'm in with the in crowd. Yes, the stay-in after-school crowd. Grundy looking a little dowdier here. I guess you can only afford one nice outfit on a teacher's salary. And then here's Archie number 164. Put a tiger in your tank. Another excellent 60s reference. And this is Harry Lucy artwork on the top. And then Dan DiCarlo on the bottom. All right. Then here's Archie number 167. And that's a spiffy beach cover featuring my girl Midge. And she's looking dynamite in her groovy hippie shades. You know it, baby. Then here's Archie number 168. There's a nice superhero homage cover. Superheroes very popular at the time, thanks to the Batman television show and a little thing called Marvel Comics. You may have heard of it. And then here's Archie number 169. Here the kids are at Pop's Malt Shop. And here's Pops, looking a little bit more like himself. I like his gut hanging over the table. Hey, Pops, those malts are for the kids. Here's Archie number 171. Here's another book that I just picked up myself. And if Archie's not careful, he's going to end up in the side of the class with the wrong toothpaste. Well, apparently, that's the side with Betty and Veronica and Moose and everybody. I think I want to be on that side of the class. We can all have bad breath together. And then here's Archie number 172. Dan DiCarlo. 173, and remember the kite trend that was ever so popular? That's right. Archie made the wildest and most colorful kites in town. Sometimes they even fly. And dig this Archie kite in the background. That is right. Very meta. Archie invented meta. Here's number 176, and Veronica looking very sharp. Archie, the thin look, is very in now. And Archie says, and my wallet must be the height of fashion. Hey, I'm right there with you, Archie. These comics ain't cheap. Here's Archie number 177. I believe this is a Dan DiCarlo. Archie is missing a few of his buttons. Mr. Lodge says, "You're telling me." I always love it when the old man sticks it to Archie. And, oh, wait, that didn't come out right. And then what do we have? Here's number 184. Another beach cover. How can you go wrong? Dan DiCarlo. More Dan DiCarlo. Aren't you lugging a sitar down the beach? Oh, there's nothing more fun than that. Hey, don't mess with the formula, Brian. Guy thinks he's a musical genius. And then ever the height of fashion, here's Archie rocking a outfit made of newspapers. That is right. You do not want to look in the classified section. No. And then here's Archie number 194. And there's some very striking Harry Lucy artwork at the top here. Harry Lucy is a master of kinetic energy. As far as it goes, he's the one who brought the life into Archie, if you ask me. Other creators are responsible for various aspects of the popularity of the comic book, but, you know, no one but Lucy could convey that sense of energy, that sense of excitement, that sense of teenhood, if you will. Here's a Stan Goldberg cover talking about NASA. That is right. Archie in space? Why not? I'd buy it. Archie 199. And this is some more Dan DiCarlo. Jughead looking especially Massacre at Central High right there. And then it's the big 200 issue. Back when, well, they didn't make a big deal about 200th issues. You know, it's just your typical Archie sitting on the couch with Veronica cover. It's not even double-sized or anything. 15 cents. You know, milestones. They're what you make of them. And then here's Archie number 203. Here's Archie 203, Dan DiCarlo cover, at the beach. You know it. There's all manner of Riverdale cuties there. And then here, some more familiar faces. Down by the cove. No Midge, though. Wonder what she's up to. Here's Archie did a series of these covers. You remember chemistry class back when they trusted you with those sort of things. Archie was always blowing stuff up. And then here he is wearing oh wow. I don't know what's going on there. This is one of those times where the vest should extend all the way to the edges of the cuffs there, in my opinion. Let's cover this up if we can. And here's another Harry Lucy cover, once again, exhibiting the dynamism that the artist is best known for. And we're talking pollution, folks. Don't let it happen in your town. And here's Archie number 213. This is a splendid cover, not only because we get to see Sabrina joining the gang on the beach, but Jughead consuming this big old lump of Soylent Green. It's people. What's your favorite season, Archie? Indian summer. Oh, you know it, baby. It's a little un-PC, but oh, so nice. And here's Archie number 214, and getting down on the hippies. I'll tell you what, they might be weird and smell funny and their music is unbearable, but, well, they can read. I'm not going to stand for that. That's just a character assassination. Wait a minute. Here's 215, and Archie doing the one-man band thing. This is a Dan DiCarlo cover, as well as this, number 217. How Archie gets out of bed in the morning. He's propelled. And then this is number 223. More Dan DiCarlo. Archie at Betty's party. Archie, you shouldn't have. Yeah, that's right, Archie. You shouldn't have. Oh, he'll pay. He will pay. Then there's snowmobile cover. That's right. You remember the snowmobile craze? We all had them. Most of us didn't even live on mountains. Oh, dear. Is the flaw with the new set. Larry, we're going to need to work on the new set. And then here is Archie number 228. And now we're getting into the twilight of my Archie comics because, well, mostly I focus on the late 50s to early 1970s. And then here is Archie number 234. Not really sure why I have this one. Sometimes they're just so cheap that you can't say no. Sometimes folks even give them to you. And sometimes you don't know what they are at all, like this one. Now, this is obviously an annual because, well, it's got a lot of pages in it, but I couldn't tell you what. Guess I should have done my homework, huh? Hey, maybe next time. I was too busy drawing this. Anyway. Here's Archie number 14. Oh, no, my notes. And this is Harry Lucy again. And this is absolutely iconic imagery. Wonderful stuff. And then some more Harry Lucy with my girl Midge. That is right. I'm not quite sure why she's dressed like the creature of the Black Lagoon, but I'll forgive it. I'll forgive it. I've got room in my heart for you, Midge. And then here's 18th issue. I believe this is Harry Lucy. Archie getting sick on the bow of Mr. Lodge's boat. And here, what I like to think is a tribute to the acid tests of the 1960s. The Archies are freaking out. There's Archie on the bagpipes, Jughead playing percussion, and Reggie with a jackhammer. Veronica thinks the Archie search for a new sound is getting out of hand, but, well, I think she's a real square. You know what I'm saying? Totally L7. Ain't that right, kids? Unlike this gal, who's completely with it, on the cover of Archie Annual number 21. Do you have any music to bring home a report card by? Well, let's see. I would say maybe some Sonny and Cher or Sergio Mendes. Archie Annual number 24. This is where things wrap up for my Archies. Not to say that these are all the Archie comics I have. I have 6 more boxes in the corner, but this is where we're going to finish for today. These are the tennis covers that I've talked about in the past. Investors will tell you beach covers. Investors will tell you slumber party covers. It's the innuendo covers that you want. No, it's these tennis covers that are sure to appreciate in value. And I'm not just saying that because I have my own sinister motivations. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Happy Hour in the Archives. I'm Jason Mink. I'll see you at Having a Drink with Mink, Comics for Breakfast, or maybe even the local comic book shop. Until next time, cheers.